Hi guys, welcome back. It is Lupa here. It's been a while, but before we get into the regular uploads and chit chat videos, I did want to sit down and talk to you guys about something that's been going on. I'm sure you guys have heard it. It's all over social media. I'm going to be talking a lot, so why don't you grab a drink? I've been drinking this iced white mocha with hazelnut syrup in it, which I should have taken away some of the sweetness. And let's just have a conversation. So before we get started, I do want to have a couple disclaimers here. I'm not very political. I'm nowhere close to really understanding the politics aspect of all of this. And secondly, we're all human at the end of the day, and it's hard to hear what's happening, and you're gonna hear me say that a lot. And so don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, and as always, don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. So yeah, social media has been sharing a lot of this stuff, and I think it's wonderful when we get to really see what's happening, but also always take somebody, especially if they're just talking, with a grain of salt. What we're going to be doing here is not me trying to push on factual information, but just my thoughts on the whole situation and how hard it's been for me to, hear all about it. And I just want to express my sadness and, my shock about what's been going on. Mostly I've been hearing it, like I said, on social media, TikTok, with people recording arrests, recording the violence. It's just been really hard to listen to that, especially when a lot of that violence is not coming from ICE agents most of the time, which I'm not saying they're not being violent during their arrests, but that the bounty hunters are really, really out there and just doing it for the money. And it's despicable. I can't even put how horrible it is into words. As I mentioned earlier, we're all humans at the end of the day, and to know that these bounty hunters are not even showing their faces, they're like masked when they're doing arrests. I don't know, it's horrible. And a couple of examples of things I've heard is of that young man who was working at Walmart, and when he was approached, I've heard that he didn't resist. He didn't even make any scene or anything, and they still really, really brought violence to his arrest. And it's just incredibly hard to hear that sometimes you don't know if you're safe or not, if you're just gonna go pick up some groceries or something. And I've also heard other stories of, the one that really got to me was of this mom who was detained with her kids, who only had one bottle of water that they had to share between them for a couple of days. People that are being detained from the beginning, from the moment they're approached into the moment they're taken to the centers, they're not treated as humans. They're treated horribly. They're being dehumanized because of the race or their status here in the States. And I have heard that people who are citizens have been detained, being questioned, and that's really, really hard. But a major thing I want to talk about is the protests, because they have been going on. And this is the frustrating part about social media or the news or anyone that's just giving out information, you know, they're showing all the violent aspects of it. I think they're using that as an excuse to do what they're doing. But I will say that there is a lot of peaceful protesting. My sister and her friends have been attending quite often, and I actually have footage for you guys to see that. So let's roll that here. That's just one day that they went. I think that day they went was on June 14th. And that's just, a minute or so of what was a whole evening worth of protesting. But in that whole time and other times my sister has gone, there hasn't been any crimes being committed, which, like I said, when crime is committed, it's shocking, and I'm sure brings a lot of views to the people who are sharing that. Which I'm not saying it's not good to share, because of course, you know, people should know that there's crimes being committed, but showing off the peaceful protesting is also, I think, very beneficial to those that are not able to go. Many people are not able to go and use their voice to stand with all those wonderful people who are not going to take this horrendous acts toward humans. And I couldn't be any more proud of my sister, who goes to these protests, which could quickly, like in a second, switch to very violent ones because of other people's ideas of expressing their thoughts and feelings, which doesn't help us, to be honest. But it's just been a difficult time, and with the news of certain laws being passed soon, it's devastating. It feels like we're going backwards and not forwards. There's not much else I can say besides that it's devastating to see and hear everything that's going on. But I did want to just bring up this topic and just say how horrible it is, and that I'm aware of it, and I hope that I don't know. I don't even know where we're going to be in the next month or two, and it's just hard. So my heart goes out to everybody that's experienced something during these times, or has loved ones who you're not able to see because of them being detained. I'm so sorry, and I hope everyone stays safe, and we will see you guys on the next one.